video for sailing and entertainment purposes only. You're dang skippy it is.
Who's your favorite reaction channel? Somebody asked.
Karina.
Why are you walking away so fast? You're walking in uniform.
Obsessed with Karina Kaboom.
What's wrong with Karina Kaboom? She's a nice lady.
You're kidding, right?
So this is where it's going to get interesting for y'all.
You've been exposed on YouTube. I understand you're lost, you feel confused.
Hello everybody, it's me. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about our favorite girl's new video where she is raging and very upset about reaction channels talking about her supposedly getting some medical something done that she literally has had done before. And she feels that people are spreading medical misinformation and defaming her. I feel like a girl of 5 seconds ago when Amberlynn Reid was saying the same thing in Summer 2021. So I do feel like a girl of Summer 2021 again. Amberlynn, no amount of Kermits can help, I don't know. So we're going to be talking about it just in case anyone is wondering. There is nobody spreading medical misinformation and nobody is defaming Amberlynn Reid in my opinion. Rinse, lather, Kermit, repeat. We're going to get into it if you could not tell already by this ridiculous intro. So as always, everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only, not meant to be taken seriously. I'm sharing opinions and not facts about publicly accessible information made public by public figures. First, I would urge you to please, if you can, be kind in the comments section. Please do not go to these people's channels and leave them mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Let's talk about the medical misinformation first because I feel it is way more important than her ridiculous claims, Amber's ridiculous claims of defamation. Amberlynn, I highly advise you to at least Google what defamation is. You actually never, ever, ever are going to have a case pretty much no matter what anyone says about you. Well, somebody has to say something really outrageous about you in order for you to have a case. And by the way, just because you, Amber, have a case doesn't mean you will win it. Any lawsuit takes money and tenacity and emotional intelligence.
I know. That's why I'm not going to sit there and talk about you.
Okay. So let's just take a look at what Amberlynn is saying as opposed to what the rules are before we get into it. Amberlynn Reid is making a public statement as a public figure that she is... I can't keep a straight face. She's basically saying people are spreading medical misinformation about her because they are saying that she is using some weight loss injections, whatever, and she's not, doing this. Okay, right off the bat, medical misinformation refers to denial of a vaccine existing, of a disease existing, denying medical scientific facts, not whether or not a YouTuber, a public figure, got something done. Another thing is, a lot of you have told me on my community page that she is talking about, oh lordy, it's Jordy, and that he supposedly thinks that she is doing Ozempic. I don't know if she's talking about him and if he actually said that. But if he did, and what? So what? Amberlynn, it's not a stretch of the imagination over here, honey, that you're doing Ozempic again because you did it before. Reason for her saying this is my opinion. In my opinion, she's always trying to scare reaction channels for them to stop talking about her. But mainly, she is always looking to get YouTubers in trouble, to report them to YouTube. And she wants to have something to report people for. Okay? This is not one of these things. And it's laughable to me, Amberlynn, your entire channel is against the TOS.
I bet you're a lot of fun at parties.
Trying to get one of the reaction channels in trouble so she could report them. This is like when she says that she's being dehumanized because that's a cool buzzword in the TOS, right? Pay attention to the things that she's saying. She's not getting them out of nowhere. She reads the TOS. She clearly either misunderstands them or wants the reaction channels to be breaking those TOS so she could report them for it. Anyways, okay. So here is the actual policy. I told you what she said. Here is the actual policy. It is not even close to what any reaction channel did, okay? So I wanted to read this to you. Medical misinformation policy. YouTube doesn't allow content that possesses a serious risk of egregious harm by spreading medical misinformation that contradicts local health authorities or the World Health Organization, WHO, guidance about specific health conditions and substances. This policy includes the following categories: prevention misinformation, treatment misinformation, denial misinformation. Let me go a little bit further with you, right? Okay, so you can understand that none of this has to do with a person believing that a public figure took Ozempic when she already did, okay? So, examples: harmful substances practices as prevention methods, guaranteed prevention misinformation, vaccine misinformation. You can't go around denying vaccines, okay? Transmission information. Medical misinformation policy on YouTube means that you cannot go and make generalized medical statements as facts, deny that certain diseases exist, lie about scientific medical information that's already in place. Nowhere, and I mean nowhere, does it say that you cannot speculate that a public figure got Ozempic when she was on Ozempic again. What is my general point?
The relationship I'm in now is like mature, and we're trying to grow together and learn together. And it's like, for my
That medical misinformation policy is basically to stop people from spreading true medical misinformation about diseases out there. It's not personalized towards a YouTuber. The fact that this level of manipulation and gaslighting, I know gaslighting is overused on the internet, but here it always applies. She wants to tell you, because she knows that most of you won't check. Well, some of you will check, but she's always trying to get some of the people some of the time. She knows she's not going to convince all the people all the time. She's trying to convey straight out that there is some YouTube policy that says that you cannot lie about YouTubers' medical misinformation or spread medical misinformation personalized towards a public figure. There is no such policy in the United States where she lives. YouTube, Google is a private company, and I just read out their policy on this. It doesn't say anything about personalized opinions about public figures. You are straight out misleading your audience. The bottom line is you did get Ozempic before, and if people believe that a public figure is getting it again, so what? So what? If I had 7 Kermits and I said, hey, I bought something new at the store, people would think I bought an 8th, because the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. Please, please, the most entertaining girl in the world, please stop lying and misleading your audience that reaction channels have broken the medical misinformation policy, because they did no such thing. As far as Amber's defamation claims, she says she's being defamed. Defamation law, like all laws, vary depending on the state in America. So they will vary. By the way, Amberlynn, I don't know if you know this, but if you do plan on, see, this is my opinion. When she says that she's being defamed, it's like me saying that I have a Kermit, Amberlynn. So unless you plan on doing something about this, this is like me buying another Kermit, Amber, okay? So in order to actually sue for defamation, did you know that you have to sue in the state that the other person lives in? So, like, are you going to travel, Amberlynn, to that person's state? But I digress. Okay. So, basically, there are some common variables depending on the state that you live in. Basically, this is American defamation law. In order to prove in a court of law and get some money for it, Amberlynn, that's what you're saying, you're being defamed, right? In order to prove defamation, you will need to prove that a person said something about you that is not true. You're going to need to prove it's not true. Then you're going to need to prove that they knew that it was a lie when they said it and that they said it with malice. And most importantly, which she will never do, this next part is the most important part. This next part is why she'll never win a defamation case, usually, more than likely. You will need to prove, Amberlynn, that whatever somebody said about you, Amber, you need to have a mathematical correlation. I told you this was a math channel. You're going to have a mathematical correlation between what they said and you losing out on money, it affecting your income. But you're going to have to prove. The burden of proof is on you. You're going to have to prove that this person said this, it was a lie, they knew it was a lie when they said it with malice, and then it affected your income. And because of this one statement or whatever statements that this one person make, you have to correlate it directly to only their statement, that what they said made you lose money. The reason that this will never happen, other than all the reasons I've already listed why I don't believe there's going to be any defamation lawsuits from Amberlynn towards any reaction channel, is because I've always said this. This is the best analogy for pretty much Amberlynn's case. This is just a metaphor. Do not go out and do this, obviously. If everyone takes a very tiny rock, they throw it at a random window, and the window breaks, the glass breaks. How do we know which rock broke it? We don't. The point is, you can't be extra trashed or defamed. That's in the law. What do I mean by that? You are constantly having people trash you, say negative things about you. There's mega threads, there's forums, there's reaction channels, there's people saying it on Instagram, people saying it on TikTok, people saying it on Twitter, different forums. In this case, I guarantee, I don't know 100%, but it is my opinion that there were probably more than one person, more than one reaction channel that said, oh, she's taking Ozempic again. You know why I know that? Because usually the community echoes certain sentiments, and then they discuss what this one said, what this one said, what this one said. You will never get a judgment for defamation, mainly because it has not affected your income. And if I was representing the other side, I would say that you literally it's a matter of fact. This next statement is a matter of fact. You literally make your income on negative rumors, and you earn your money by addressing negativity. And every single time somebody says something bad about you, you actually earn more money. And that, Amberlynn Reid, is why you will never win a defamation lawsuit ever. Your income is directly tied to negative talk about you. To be fair to Amber and the situation, she will have a case, so just everybody is aware when you talk about her, okay? If somebody accuses her of a crime she didn't commit, or if somebody says something very outrageous, and usually this doesn't happen, okay? Because the audience is very wise and they can feel what's going on. It's palpable with you, Amberlynn. You're very transparent. But in general, if somebody accuses her of a crime she didn't commit, if somebody accuses her of having something that she does not have, okay, we're talking about diseases or something like this, and if somebody says something very outrageous and they're one of the few people saying it, I mean, look, if 2 or 3 people say something very outrageous, they can all face the same consequences. But just in general, so we all are in agreement with Amberlynn's serious getting the law involved on Becky and everything else that she wants to do. Yeah, she can have a case if somebody says something very outrageous, and basically it has to affect her income. Pretty much, if everybody is saying negative things about you at the same time and they're not untrue, you have no case, Amberlynn. So there is a case, but it requires for somebody to make up a wild accusation and to pretty much you losing money on that. So good luck with that, since your whole income is tied to negativity. The bottom line is, if anyone can prove in court that Amberlynn Reid is profiting off of negativity, which she common sense is, then you didn't lose out on income, and negativity is your best friend. maybe somebody should buy Kermit. I also wanted to talk about something very interesting. I think that she's very scared that she is pretty much talking to haters and that her friends are secret haters, and I'm going to explain to you why. So there's this moment in the video where she's like, I'm scared of being scammed by my moving company. I'm scared that somebody will take all my stuff and take it for, whatever she says, like not deliver it to the place, or my stuff is going to get taken or stolen. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, to be honest with you, even for a public figure, this is a very weird sentiment to echo, because I'm not saying that people do not get scammed by I was going to say scamming companies. No, I'm not saying that people don't get scammed by moving companies. Sure they do. But to be frank with you, if I was moving and if whether I was a public figure or not, this is what I would do. If I had the means and opportunity to, right? And I'm going to look at what she should be doing in her position. She has the means and opportunity. What that means is she got the money, okay? If I was her and I had the money, I don't care if I was a public figure or not, I would 150% go ahead and Google the top rated moving company in my state, look up the reviews, and just go with the top rated company in my state for moving. What I think is two things. I think that she is trying to save money, because remember how I always used to say, what is Amberlynn going to do when she becomes a single income family household? That's it. That's her. She's become that, okay? Wifey no longer going to give you her paycheck. And so I think that she's become more frugal, which is understandable. And I just want you all to keep in mind also that what's happening here is that she's no longer making 100 or 200,000 per video, like the views. If she went from 100,000 to 50 to 60,000, I can assure you that is there's a huge difference in paycheck. So she's making less money. She's more frugal. That's fine. I can't come for her for that. But here's the tea. She obviously is thinking that she is going to be scammed by whatever moving company, because I think two things are going on. Number one, she's reading the comments. I'm sure some comments somewhere said, because Amberlynn don't read the comments. I'm sure some comments somewhere said like, oh, what if she gets scammed by a hater who, tells her a moving company? Because she's been asking in other videos, oh, do you know any good moving companies? What are you doing? The majority of your fan base, I wouldn't really call them fans. If you know that the majority of the people that, help with your light bill and buying food for Twinkie are, let's say it in a nice way, have a negative invested interest in you, haters, of course they would troll you. This is what I'm trying to say. I think that she got some bad advice from some trolling people. I think she got some advice about like a cheaper moving company, or my buddy could help you move, or something like this, or a company that she doesn't know of for moving, and it's starting to dawn on her. She's starting to think, oh wow, what if these people, she says the word scam, but in my opinion what she really means is it's some hater like faking it and giving her like somebody of his, whatever theirs, that can move her and move her stuff, or some fake company that's gonna steal her stuff, sell it on eBay, whatever. Amberlynn, I'm gonna say this because I'm 100 on this, that's what's going on, because it made no other sense to me, because like, come on, she's a public figure, she does have the money, whatever's important to you, put the money in what's important to you, get the top rated company and just go and get the company you could trust. You deserve getting what you're going to get if you actually took advice from a hater or one of your audience members about, oh, my buddy's going to help you move. My buddy has like a moving company, like some BS, or here's a moving company that you've never heard of. It's ran by Evil Kermit or whatever. Please, my Kermits do not run companies. The thing here is that, sometimes I see in the comments people say like, oh, why can't a hater be the new wifey and all this stuff. You keep answering your Instagram DMs to the people that are committed to not liking you, and you're gonna get into some kind of situation type deal. Remember when I've said this throughout the years, how I think it's not safe for somebody like her who has a negative invested interest from the audience, who has a bunch of trolls trolling her all the time, right? I've always said how not safe it is to date people from Insta who know your channel. If somebody was watching your channel with a friend, that's not a good idea. The point is, she has a very large chance in getting, in her words, quote unquote, scammed by a hater that's trolling her. That is what I'm trying to say. And if you are actually not going with the top-rated moving company in your state, and you're going with some cheaper version when you know that you can afford it because you're making a wild amount of money. I know people don't believe me, but she's making a wild amount of money on her videos that nothing really happens in them. There's no effort. I'm just saying, you know what? If you're not doing this the right way and getting the top-rated company because you're scared your stuff will be stolen, talked about, not delivered, you're being scammed, you need to understand that this is an important thing, and you need to go with the top-rated company in your state. If you really went with my buddy's gonna help you move, or some company you don't know from a hater, and you're trusting your new friends, because she always says she got so many friends, you're trusting you online friends, you deserve what you get, because it's common sense that people have always tried to troll you. They have a negative invested interest in you, which is the nicest way to put it, and you get what you get. Like, unbelievable. Let me just say this, and I'll end it with this. If she's seriously worried about scams, like, if I was moving, that wouldn't even enter my mind. Not because people don't get scammed, they do, but because I would just go, like, this would be important to me. I would go with a top-rated company, It's like anything. If she's really worried about scams, guarantee, my opinion, you let me know what you think in the comments down below, she went with some person that she now is wondering if they're a hater or not. Before I let you go, I just wanted to say one word about clickbait. I never cared about clickbait. I don't really care about silly, superficial clickbait, okay? She clickbaits all the time. At this point, her audience doesn't care about it. I, at this point, don't care about it anymore. She's going to continue to do it. She actually has a video stating that she will continue to go against YouTube's terms of service, saying she will continue to do it. So when she just typically clickbaits, I usually don't say anything anymore. I just have one thing to say here. Never mind that the title of your video highly implies that you've been getting this done and you're not. So forget about that. But your thumbnail, in my personal opinion, is highly misleading. The title of your video says that you're getting, injections done. And the thumbnail is you pointing to a spot on your face, which in my personal opinion, you can let me know this down below, okay? My personal opinion is this lets people think and makes people think that you have gotten, like a shot in your face done. So that thumbnail is beyond misleading. And in my, I don't want to say I'm surprised at you, but what is the point of all of this? You're not even getting 60,000 views. You're not even getting 70, 80,000 views. Listen, this is my opinion. This is no different than when she made certain statements about Becky, the title and the thumbnail of an older video, and her audience got upset. Nobody cares anymore. How sad is that? But yeah, that thumbnail, just had to say a word about it. That is so misleading. But what else can we expect from our girl? Amberlynn, sweetheart, I wish you all the possible best. You are so entertaining and riveting, and thank you so much for putting out this content for us to comment on. So I wish Amberlynn and you guys all of the possible best. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments down below. Thank you so very much for watching today and taking the time out of your day to spend some time with me. If you enjoyed today's video or you didn't enjoy it, check out this video that's popping up here. I'm going to link a video on a similar topic. You could go and watch it, like it or dislike it, depending on your preferences. Thank you so much for being here. Thoughts, comments, questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And I will see you very, very soon in the next one. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.
You're running away from the problem? Do you know Amberlynn Reid? You know her. You've been exposed as an Amberlynn Reid fan. You've been DMing her. Tell the truth now. How many DMs have you sent her? Tell the truth, and I might not expose you on YouTube. You love Becky? Excuse me. You're being exposed on YouTube.